Hello and welcome back to Zach's yoga class. Today we're going to do 17 yoga poses. These are going to be all yoga poses that we've done before. Today we're going to start with the corpse pose. Now, to get into the corpse pose, as you know, you just lie on your back and you keep your arms at your side and you think about your breathing. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Next we're going to do the boat pose, where you sit up at an angle, lift your legs up and your arms up. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. The next pose we're going to do is the mindful breath. So we're going to get back into the corpse position and we're going to put one hand on our chest and one hand on our stomach. We're going to hold this pose for 20 seconds. Don't forget to think about your breathing as you're doing this. Okay, the next pose we're going to do is the half moon pose. Now, in order to get into the half moon pose, as you all know since we've done this before, you just have to stand on one foot, reach down to the ground, put your other arm into the air and put your leg outwards. We're going to hold this pose for 15 seconds. The next pose we're going to do is the extended triangle pose. So in order to get into this position, you put your legs out and you reach down towards the ground within your foot and put your other hand in the air. We're going to hold this pose for 20 seconds. Okay, now the next pose we're going to do is everyone's favourite, the mountain pose. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. The next pose we're going to do is the downward dog. So to get into the downward dog, which we did last week, you get onto your hands and your feet and you put your butt up into the air, like so. Make sure to get your feet as flat as they can go. I can't put them very flat because I'm not very good at yoga. We're going to hold this pose for 15 seconds. Okay, the next pose we're going to do is the legs up the wall pose. So, in order to do this, you have to find a wall or a bed or something that you can put your legs up on and get your butt as close to the wall you're doing. Put your legs out into a V shape and hold this for 25 seconds. Okay, now the next pose we're going to do is the cat pose. So you get onto your hands and knees and arch your back towards the ground. We're going to hold this pose for 20 seconds. Okay, the next pose we're going to do is the supine twist. And this is where you lie on your back, put your legs at a right angle, lie them flat, keep your shoulders on the ground, and then put one hand behind your head to support your head, and put the other hand out. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Okay, the next pose we're going to do is the Warrior One pose. We're going to complete this trilogy for the first time this lesson. So first of all, you want to get into the Warrior One pose. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. In order to get into the Warrior One pose, you get your front leg at a right angle, put your back leg out, and then put your arms up into the air. And like I said, we're going to hold this for 15 seconds. And now we're going to do the Warrior Two pose. You put your your legs into the same position, like this, and put your arms out in front and behind you. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. And the final warrior pose is the Warrior Three pose. This is where you stand on one leg, put your arms out in front of you and one leg out behind you. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. Okay. Now the next pose we're going to do is the cow pose. This is just like the cat pose, except you arch your back in the other direction towards the sky. We're going to hold this pose for 20 seconds. Okay, now the next pose we're going to do is the Sphinx pose. This is where you get down onto your forearms, lie on your stomach, and sit up, like bring your face up. And we're going to hold this for 20 seconds. The second to last pose we're going to do is the prone backwards pose. So this is where you lie on your stomach, put your arms beside you, and then raise them up, raise your legs up and your face up, like your chest up as well. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. And finally, we're going to get into the signature Zach pose. We're going to hold this for 20 seconds. And that's it. There we have it. Thank you for coming along to my 3rd yoga class. I don't know if I'll have any more after this. We'll have to see what the popular demand is like. Thank you for watching, and Namaste.